What's happening? Well, I thought I finished it a while ago, but I just wasn't happy with it. There's too much shit going on, so this is all covered with squiggles and words and too much shit. So I decided to simplify. Just because you can't fit on there doesn't mean you should. I couldn't hear me. I think I was saying there's a mic over there. Okay. I'm going to play some weird shit I've been listening to. I don't know if I've done that on here or not. It's like the Starseed stuff. I don't know if you ever heard anything about that.
Talking about the page.
It's first I was like, this is just craziness. This still might be craziness.
Hello, my special friend.
All right, we'll try this. Don't laugh at me. Really high tech with their intro. Wow. Good morning, loves.
Welcome. We serve and assist you. We would like to begin by asking all of you yourselves some credit. We'd like for each of you to recognize yourselves as having made it. Participating in a shift, such as the one you are in the midst of, is not easy. It is not for the faint of heart. Many of you are taking on share in order to be of service, and we are pleased to witness you in your process and our support every step of the way. It only takes a moment to acknowledge yourselves, but the impact stretches out across all time and space. You and only you can give yourselves the credit, the recognition, and the acknowledgement that you really deserve, because if you receive it from somewhere or someone outside of you, it will not be received, not in the same way. Fortunately, you have us to remind you. And you have all of your guides encouraging you to love yourselves, to take care of yourselves that which no one else can. But ultimately, it is up to you. It is up to you to hold yourselves in the light, to praise yourselves, and to acknowledge your worth. And in so doing, you build a bridge between your ego and your higher self. You give yourselves an upgrade. You spread your wings, and you allow yourselves to soar as you were always meant to. So take a moment to acknowledge the beauty of your essence, the determination that you have demonstrated, and every single act of kindness and service that you have ever performed. Be willing to do this at least a day, and feel the immediate benefits. You have arrived and you are now consciously aware that you have never left home, because it is impossible to be severed from the source. Greetings, dearest ones. I am Mikhail, art love, bringer of the truth, warrior of the peace and light, your brother, family, your constant ally. I am here to celebrate with thee this day. I am here to urge you to let go of all the remaining untruths and to all that is holding you back from seeing and feeling that you are already where you've been working so hard to arrive. Yes, you have arrived home, at last. And what that really means is the source. You know that you are always one with everyone and with everything, regardless of how many veils you placed around you and all others. You desired to undergo separation. You needed to experience the feeling of being isolated and alone because you wanted to better define your wonderful self in this way. In other words, you felt that you can better find and appreciate who you really are while being away from the father/mother/one, uncovering yourselves piece by piece and placing little or big parts of yourselves together, a brilliant divine plan that you designed eons ago. On earth at this time of tumultuous changes and transformation, having to assist so many with their own discoveries, is but another small part of your divine plan, which nevertheless is a great and extremely important catalyst to your rapid growth and expansion. Moments when you focus greatly only on some aspect of your mission, you have times when you feel stuck in your growth, but this might be because you think of your dear selves as small, or at least you tend to compartmentalize yourself too much. You can look into different parts and into a variety of connections and relationships you have formed with soul family, and set the intention, the truth, and with that which is being revealed to thee in every moment for the highest good of all, if you cannot make sense of it. Accept it and then detach from it without much in the way of expectations, knowing that it will bring more understanding when it is right. It has been said that you do not have to really understand and sit too long with that which you are accomplishing, nor do you have to ponder on it when you feel like moving forward. Let go of trying to make sense of everything, but only strive to keep on the course of love and light in joy and in peace. You are teachers indeed, not the kind that has to tell others what to do or how to travel their own journey, for you are the teachers of the heart, sharing their experiences and not the how-to rules and manuals, except when prompted by their higher self offering guidance. You have chosen to be the that show others how to hold on to their love of self and others while being seemingly separate source, while they are going through their journey with compassion and kindness for themselves' entirety creation. You are all part of the one, and you can all be in unity with each other and at the same time experience life as an individual spark of love with others, your family and friends, loving each other as there is no one else out there, as there is no other time than this now. Congratulations, my wonderful brothers and sisters. Well done, dear warriors of light and truth. I will leave you now with my infinite love and gratitude for your courage and fortitude. Farewell. Your lives will unfold in the most miraculous ways this year if you can trust that everything around you is conspiring to lead you to greater love. The things and people that inspire are like beacons guiding you to greater love. Allow yourself your heart even in things that seem insignificant. If you want a cup of coffee, stop and get one. You never know who you might meet. The unloving, challenging circumstances are like canyon walls that guide the water to choose an easier. Allow yourself to lovingly move away from what hurts or upsets you towards what feels more. Stop trying to save, fix, and change. You haven't asked for it. and instead allow yourselves joy no matter what those around you choose. You will become the beacons of love and joy to guide those who are ready. Your unexpected circumstances and changes in plans occur when the divine sees something better than you might have asked. Avoid tantrums when things don't go your way, and trust the adventure. Open to spontaneous change. Control anything or anyone too tightly only leads to frustration and stress. Planning while allowing for change keeps you on a grace-guided path. If you love, you'll see the love and receive the love. Trust the unfolding adventure of your lives, dear ones. You are always exactly where you need to be to learn what you want to learn. In the real world, when you someday awaken from this earthly dream, you will remember everything is, and always will be, all about love. Indeed, there is nothing else beneath it all. Why not allow yourselves this love right here, right now? It is always present, beckoning you back into its embrace, whispering gently, "This is who you are." God bless you. We love you so very much.
Always was raised like super Christian, so we didn't really pay much attention. Well, we weren't supposed to pay attention. Weird stuff.
There is no gap between what you do in yourself, for yourself, around you, and what you do for the world. Hello, your souls. It is rare that I borrow a body to speak. Some have known
You have
me
to channel
as
through
Peter.
people.
Others
Which
want
is
to
weird
call
too.
me Holy Father and Peter, but it does not matter, no matter what identity I was. The time has come for me to give a speech. I warn my channel that, yes, I will
Alright,
have words that he has already heard and made.
There's a bunch of these that are like, um, oops.
Hi guys.
Oops. Okay, we'll do this one.
Welcome. We are here to serve and assist you. We would like to begin all of you to give yourselves some credit. We would like for each of you to rate yourselves as having made it this far. Participating in a shift, such as the one you are in the midst of, is not easy. It is not for the faint of heart. Many of you are taking on more than your share in order to be of
Didn't we
service,
just listen
and
to
we
this
are
one
pleased
too?
to witness you in your process and to
What the fuck? Probably isn't good to swear about that.
My credit score using Experian boosts 52 points.
Boosting 21 points was like scoring a game-winning touchdown.
Experian Boost has helped millions of people. How can it help you? Boost your credit scores instantly, free. Go to Experian.com/boost now.
It takes a lot of courage to admit that you need help. We could actually all use a little help and guidance sometimes to get our minds to a good place. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp is the largest online therapist platform with over 20,000 professional licensed therapists. To start, you just go to their website or download the mobile app and fill out a simple questionnaire that will help you get matched to the specific therapist for your needs. From there, you can meet with your therapist weekly to figure out how you are going to have your live session done. So more comfortable texting or video chatting or even a good old-fashioned phone call, you get to
Prelude. Down through the eons of time, the Pleiadians have always been a guiding light for the beings of Earth, bringing clarity and hope to this world. The following information is derived from direct, decoded etheric transmissions from benevolent light force. forces docked in Earth's soul, and some of the data comes directly from inside Earth Alliance members known as the Great Brotherhood. An interesting note, the most recent stream of Earth intel came in around 14 Earth days ago and contained the word crown in crown chakra numerous times. This data is coded in this way where it will literally be applied to every reader's life situation, as if written just for you. As of right this second, you are tuned to the correct free be able to decode the data for yourself, creating a much greater awareness of what is. We simply say, let whatever comes flow through you and translate it for yourself. We assure you all the answers will be given, and they shall be the correct answers. Begin transmission. Great One, near the end of year 2018, light forces in Earth's solar system deployed an all-out planetary liberation operation, Operation Freedom.
What year did they say?
In the first few hours, we simply say, let whatever comes flow through you and translate it for yourself. We assure you all the answers will be given, and they shall be the correct answers. Begin transmission. Great One, near the 2018, light forces in Earth's solar system deployed an all-out planetary liberation operation dubbed as Operation Freedom Earth. In the first few hours of this incredible galactic operation, Special Delta Security Forces destroyed and removed a major artificial device called the Dyson Sphere from Earth's solar system that literally blocked all access to the fifth dimension. Another Special Light Forces mission dubbed Operation Masterpiece involved deflecting large amounts of high vibrational gamma light galactic core off of Earth's sun down to the surface of the planet, for the purpose of activating strand 4 and 5 of dormant Earth starseed DNA. The goal of this was to raise the atomic vibrational resonance of starseed DNA so they would be able to consciously perceive the fifth dimensional level. There was a very real news event occurred at the beginning of Operation Masterpiece, where every solar observatory on Earth recorded very clear and detailed photos plus video of light craft performing this specific light deflection operation near the sun. Light forces have been 100% successful in beaming this light to Earth over the last 3 Earth years, and every powerful blast of cosmic light coming from the galactic core has been measured, recorded and documented to date by the Earth Alliance as well as all Earth space weather agencies. While the galactics in our solar system did the tech work to assist in raising the vibration of Earth, getting the light here was only half the battle. Frequency scalar light had to be anchored to the crystalline grid of planet Earth for it to be stored here for the purpose of raising the consciousness levels of all beings on Earth. The only way to achieve this was for living light forces on the ground to use their very bodies as receptacles and repositories of light, holding large amounts of cosmic in their bodies, then anchoring this light to the Earth grid. The new 5D light grid on the surface emanates a scalar light wave which is tuned to the Hertz frequency of the 4th and 5th strands of DNA. Recent Earth Alliance intel confirms this fifth dimensional energy field is now fully complete on the surface and is fully accessible from Earth for the first time in modern history. A tale of two timelines. A timer is only when the one who observes, perceives it, or manifests it. Simply said, a timeline is a manifested physical perception. Some may call it a manifested reality. However, reality is a strong word. Reality may describe it better. A timeline is the sole product observer, and its perceived content is the result of the vibrational frequency of the observer. A timeline manifestation is a pure quantum physical process. This manifested perceived reality resonates at an exact frequency. The frequency of a timeline falls within the range of frequency of a dimension. With all this said, there are two very distinct and obvious timelines, reality/vibrations/dimensions, occurring right now on planet Earth. The artificial 3D mind matrix timeline, 7.8 max hertz, can dominate Earth DNA vibration for last 400,000 years. Low negative, harsh vibes to starseeds. 3D matrix does not include nature or anything natural for that matter. Nature is super 5D. The new 5D gamma timeline resonates between 40 to 100 hertz in the gamma state of consciousness. Bliss/heaven/perfected state that man energies of love, peace, joy, abundance, health, freedom. Pleiadian mechanics of multidimensionality. Every being exists in all dimensions right now and right here. This is the first premise of multidimensionality. Since you always exist in all dimensions, you can't leave a dimension
Glow in the dark, so I'm just gonna see
3D to
this.
5D. Dimensions exist at the same time-space. 3D and 5D both exist now and here. As we said, you exist already in both of these. However, one is usually more conscious of the dimension they most resonate with. It is possible to be fully aware, consciously of two or more dimensions. This level of multidimensionality is very advanced, but it shall happen for you in time. Before one attains this level of conscious mastery, what happens is this: the dimension you resonate with most becomes dominant in perception to the point where they cease existing, but in reality, they are still there. Powerful energies have now caused the second gamma timeline to become stable.
Spend less time cleaning the toilet that cleans itself.
Well, it doesn't really glow in the dark, does it? She's supposed to. Okay, if I put more on. What's this paint here? I think I'll come back to that.
On the surface. Great one. Now that we have discussed the two timelines on Earth, let's talk about the beings on the surface. Remember, conscious being creates the timeline, and this is done first by resonation, but most importantly by choice. Under the laws of universal quantum physics, the observer must change reality by aligning with it vibrationally. Also, the only thing one dimension has in common with another is the being that is present within them, in the same time-space. The being or the consciousness is the only thing that is a variable here. Consciousness is variable because its rate frequency can change. With that said, it's very important to understand this primary premise of vibration and frequency. In this universe, things that vibrate at different frequencies are opposed. In the strong, the old 3D matrix still resonates at the 7.8 Hz. As an Earth starseed, and due to the recent evolution of your consciousness, your new personal atomic vibration is somewhere in the range of 21 to 40 Hz. This is the fourth dimension TW, and if you resonate closer to 40 Hz, you are about to shift completely into 5D. If you have noticed, you have lost almost all resonation timeline. 3D things, even things that seemed so wonderful a year or two ago, don't seem so wonderful now. Your being absolutely no longer resonates with the low vibe 3D matrix. This is what is supposed to happen as you evolve and ascend. If this is the case in your evolution, then that old time seemed quite repulsive to you naturally now, and you will earnestly seek to move away from it towards something higher and better. You see, Great One, the dimensions have not changed or even split. They have remained constant. Or what has changed? Another key strand of your DNA has been activated. Your consciousness has evolved drastically over the last few Earth years, and you are ready to move to the next level. Whether you have been fully aware of it to this point, you recently ascended up drastically. It would be impossible for you to resonate with where you were. The number one question we hear at this time: will things ever return to normal? Here is the catch. The old normal for you, even the comfortable one, is now completely out of resonance with your being, and it will repel from you according to the laws of the universe. What we mean is, if you are ascended near 5D and you don't go forward to next level and choose to go backwards down the vibrational ladder and not progress, or you choose to present a change with resistance and fear now, things will not go so well, and you will eventually turn around and go quickly upward. Out of years of habit, comfort, survival fears, and 3D matrix programming, the first inclination is to try to move forward, but by doing things the old ways we are used to. There is no comfort in trying to reach what was, and in fact it is the opposites of comfort because one would be totally out of vibral alignment. The good news is, within the change being presented to you right now, there is a new level of comfort that far exceeds what you have known. It is waiting for you, and there is so much more. However, the Pleiadians have to get to it quickly, a bit more is required, so we all must pay attention. Something much, much larger than one can imagine is requiring you to move on up the ascension ladder now. It is also requiring a higher level of mastery to walk through the doorway to heaven. Pay the most attention to what comes next. Assume that your consciousness has evolved to a level close to 5D now. 3D matrix no longer has resonance with you. And lastly, that the 5D grid is indeed accessible from Earth right now. There is one last universal requirement for 5D entry. Dimensions are locked in a quantum to keep everything in its place. You will need a sort of quantum password or key to get through the portal to 5D.
Of course.
Before we give you this, we need to establish specific exit and entry points and make sure everything is online in Tango Go for this dimensional transfer. You will literally be docking the very top of your light body ship to the 5D entryway located at the lower fifth dimension. This fifth dimensional entryway resonates at exactly 4 Hz and is located in the barrier between 4 and 5D. There is like a supergalactic dimensional filter that will only allow certain vibrations to pass through. This boundary is referred to by the mystics as the veil or the great void or chasm. The doorway and the key, great one, something magnificent has happened. It just happened around 14 days ago. You finally did it. On your ascension journey and due to the great work you have done, plus a bit of help recently, you have raised the energy through each of your 7 body chakras, top of your head, to the crown chakra. What's more, this crown chakra has now fully opened, and within its secrets is the ascension. The opening of this portal is so amazing it defies all human knowing. The message that when everything is ready, this crown chakra opens over a period of weeks, profound experience when it occurs. When it first happens and it is realized, the body, the mind, and the emotions enter into a state of shock for a time until they catch up with what is happening. The Pleiadians know very well that the entrance to the 5th dimension is a magnetic gateway that travels through the portal of the sun. In the ancient writings of Hindu mystics of Lemuria say, the sun portal is the last door you shall open on earth. This is the crown chakra they speak of, and it is the doorway to heaven. The Great White Brotherhood teachings say, within the Merkaba light body ship of the dome is the crown door, which is the entry point and exist point being of the soul, in and out of the body. The ancient writings say, and we shall travel through the Sahasrara door and past the sun, on the heavenly realms. The crown chakra is the door.
I thought they said the Great White Brotherhood. I was like, oh, that can't be good.
A couple $100 here, and I just want to give you guys a few updates here. 16 grand for
The door to freedom, and it is your exit point of the 3D matrix on upward to the 5th dimension. Now speak down to earth. Where is the password or the secret key? How does this really work? Do I have to meditate? Here is the key, and the only key to unlock the door. The universe has closed all the doors to the lower realms for you now. That world is gone, but at the same moment, over the last few months and weeks, the universe has shown you something new. This new thing in your life is very and maybe a bit hard to accept at first, because it is so unknown. Within this new thing that you might have been resisting or trying to push away, lies your escape to freedom and something way beyond any comfort you have ever known. The secret key and the password to jump onto this new higher timeline and into this new 5D reality is simply this. You are required to show strong faith and courage, To surrender and let go of the old and make the leap to the next level or the next dimension. The level of faith and courage required by you right now is a level beyond what you have exercised for. To travel through the crown portal into the fifth dimension, you surrender trying to hold on to lower things that are gone. Have faith that the universe will make an awesome way for you quickly, and have the courage to embrace this change and simply jump and take the quantum leap. There is no other key to the higher realms than this, and every great mystic who has traveled across the great void will tell you the same. You see, advanced spiritual concepts are always presented to you in a down-to-earth way. However, you must see the writing on the wall and take the appropriate action when it appears your way of freedom, joy, peace, and all abundance. What is the universe showing you to do right now? Do you need to move to a new location? Do you need to change relationships? Do you need to change jobs or professions? What major life change are you being called to make at this time? The fear of walking through this divine door is very understandable, and every being experiences it. If you are able to see what has happened inside of you and see what is happening around you, you will see that there is nothing to fear and letting go, and to fully embrace the change being before you is the correct. You have a timeline in place that you resonate with. However, you must align yourself with it for everything to quickly make its vibrational correction. The divine energy of Sahasrara from the Pleiadian masters, the Hindu mystics of old, teach that Sahasrara means thousand-pointed or infinite chakra. The Sahasrara is located on top of the head and is also known as the crown or corona chakra. It is known as the doorway of the soul and connects to heavenly realms. Travel way of the ascended master. This crown chakra only opens when all other chakras are fully open. It creates a strong connection with the Supreme Self. The awakening of the crown chakra means a universal flow of energy and spiritual enlightenment. When the Sahasrara chakra door activates, a delayed but very proud experience occurs in consciousness. It is the literal feeling of preparing to move from one world to another. It brings a strong emotion of letting the old and also joy of transformation. There is a realization of a profound change. It is said that when the times comes for Sahasrara to open, a being moves from realms, ascending up to take their rightful place with the archangels. The chakra energy portal located in your light body via multi-dimensional doorways and travel ways to the dimensions of this universe. Of course, keeping all light body portals open and in the right direction requires a high level of spiritual practice and ritual. All things that are high vibrational can be used to keep chakras in condition, including being in nature every day, practicing daily meditations, doing sacred prana breathwork, listening to high vibe music, creating art, observing and understanding sacred geometry, gaining higher and more ancient knowledge, ingesting only raw light, no foods, and pure water. Expose your auric field to monatomic scalar crystal. She practice healthy self-love and self-respect. Just back up from it all for a moment.
That was a run-on
Take a
sentence.
time out,
Jeez.
ponder on it all, and you will become balanced. At this time, you must be courageous and trust the universe. Surrender and let go, and just follow the path it's showing you. That is the message. Great One, as life forces proceed with the benevolent missions of Project Freedom Earth, and as the crown chakras of billions of Earth starseeds open, great transformations are occurring all across the Earth as everyone aligns with their resonant timeline. What is coming for you is much bigger than what you have known, so look for the signs. They are all around you. Follow only that path. It's time to sail ever higher as we move closer into the fifth dimension and to our heaven on Earth. Let us know if any new opportunities have showed up in your world recently, and feel free to share how you feel about them. Also, let us know how you are doing on your grand ascension journey. Thank you for all you are doing and for coming to Earth at this time to assist humanity. Godspeed, Michael and the Pleiadians. Channel Michael Love.
I don't know. An unprecedented solar event. Something big is going to happen.
We've already released the absolute best pair of travel demand. This year, no cargos or zip-offs are safe. We've made the perfect pair of shorts, loaded with all the same style and technology as our pants. Introduce the traveler shorts. Stealthy zippered pockets for comfort and security, keeping your stuff light.
The Earth Alliance Unprecedented Solar Event. A Pleiadian-like forces space weather broadcast to the starseeds of Earth. Great one. Earth's sun is undergoing a rapid transformation at this energetic levels, and the sun's corona are rising towards an apex. Approximate 72 Earth hours ago, an unprecedented and incredible X-level solar flare blasted off the backside of the sun, reverberating a shockwave throughout the entire solar system. Consensus among Earth Alliance leaders confirms this was the largest solar flare in recent history. The size, intensity, and speed of this latest monster flare was estimated to be at least an X9 class and possibly up to an X29 class, which is larger than the Harrington event of 1859, the most powerful space weather event ever recorded. An exotic wave of light from this huge explosion traveled millions of miles into space. At near instant, and though this was a backside flare, a massive full plasma halo enveloped planet Earth. Earth Alliance astronomers, as well as some professional astronomers from Matrix Space Weather Agency, said this massive flare was a matrix kill shot, meaning IT would have toasted the electrical and electronics grid of the 3D matrix for good if it had been directed. As far as the living entities of Earth, a super wave of high vibrational solar light, gamma light, released from a flare like this would act on DNA strands near instantly and propel the beings of Earth directly into the fifth dimension. As we have said, Earth and the Sun are moving deeper and deeper into an area of the cosmos where light from the galactic core is causing super reactions on the Sun, and it's only a matter of time when everything is just right for the great event in the cosmos to occur. All great beings from Earth's past foresaw this magnificent light flash happening in our modern time, and many on Earth with heightened intuition can sense it coming. The Earth Alliance also reports 27 C-class flares and 2 powerful N-class flares over the last 70 hours, and much of this energy is inbound towards Earth this week. When you add in the incredible energies of the full moon, the INERG on Earth is just superhuman. When cosmic light comes in this way, be sure to eat light energy food, lots of pure water. Be in nature to ground, meditate an hour, and keep those crystals nearby to channel the energy through your body and into the Earth. Take some time out, slow down, even stop for a moment to allow this powerful and divine energy to integrate into the cells of the body. We say, let there be light. Keep doing your good work and take the best care of you. Let us know what ascension symptoms you may be experiencing, and Godspeed.
If it's real, it's super exciting. But if it's fake, it's just like, annoying as hell. But I don't know, I find myself interested in it. Don't talk about it too much because I think people think I'm crazy. But they probably already do.
there's a new way to raise your FICO score instantly. Now you can add your Netflix, Hulu, HBO, or Disney Plus payments and get credit for the bills you're already paying. Download the app now.
During our President's Day sales event, please join us for exciting test drive soon on all new award-winning Jeeps. The 2022 all-new Jeep Compass and the 2021 all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee L 3-row SUV. The low payment kings want a custom-designed purchase lease program for you on an award-winning vehicle that'll satisfy your needs and a payment that'll be budget.
Visit us today at BuckeyeStorage.com.
Oops, sorry to keep bumping you. Looks like a dude up there doing yoga.
3 Days of Darkness. The Great Shift. Kirill. When I put this one in on the 3 Days of Darkness, I had no idea how thrilled everybody was going to be with it. I know they are thrilled. Everybody asks me, poor medium, gets asked this a little bit more than I do because he is on Earth a lot more than I am. When is the 3 Days of Darkness to happen? Well, let me put it as I can. The 3 Days of darkness is something that by the time it happens, you will all be so ready for it. You won't be counting the days. You will be counting the love particles because you see, the 3 Days of Darkness is when the Earth plane enters into this huge belt of light, and the light is so intensified. There are so many particles that your sun star seems to be blotted out. You say, well, God help you, Master Kirill. Aren't we going to freeze to death without the sun? I said, seems to be blotted out. Your creator makes no mistakes. It may bring enough particles through. Oh, but I am pretty sure you'll be wanting to sleep a lot. In fact, some of you are going to sleep straight through it. And it happened until it's over. But here's the good news. As I've already said in the first book, and I will repeat it again, it is over and you awaken. You are in the throes of the full force of the fourth light. The first thing you'll want to do is jump for joy. The second thing you'll want to do is get down, because you are going to float up there for quite some time. You see, through that belt, your physical body is readjusted to the light centers. The light centers are the particles that you carry with you all your life and want to ignite in the new state of consciousness. Now, for all of you out there that we call we the people that just went now, I say this to you as well. Why don't you start now? Why don't you start right now searching through your whole system in every meditation you have? Search through and say, I wonder if that is one of those little particles that Master Kirill talked about in his book, Kirill, the Great Shift. And
the fact he's still in the book most
if it
suspicious.
sparks it you, say, I got. You might as well, because they're all going to come up one day. But just imagine having some right now. That is what the 3 Days of Darkness is truly about. So stop being a cat. Let yourself know the love of your creator will not let anything happen to you. Kirill, let me open the chapter with a deep concern. Whenever any fits in, my apologies will be loud and clear, for that is not the purpose of this work, and I want to avoid it at all costs. The 3 Days of Darkness are not about fear and panic, but about ascension into the fourth dimension. I extend my apologies over and over again for any fear that may arise, and please understand that I am not trying to scare you. I am trying to prepare you for ascension. This is about love, and any fear you feel is what you have chosen. Choose wisely, my friends. Shift will be the start of an awakening to... The 3 Days of Darkness actually pertains to Mother Earth's entry into the photon belt. This will produce the 3 Days of Darkness, and this event heralds the beginning of the shift, or ascension, into the fourth dimension. Let me give you a brief explanation of what happened during this period. The whole event will take place over a period of 7 to 10 days or so, but please don't hold me to these numbers because it may fluctuate a day or so either way. First day, there will be a sense of complete and utter turmoil at this point. It is not to create fear. Yes, the fear is allowed by the Creator, but you do not enter into this fear.
Those of you who read this work will be aware of the events that will transpire during this period. You will say to yourself, this is exactly what Kirill said would happen. You have to fight off the fear, though, because it will permeate the Earth plane. It is an awakening of a very deep cellular memory that must surface. This is contrived by the light beings to make sure that everybody gets through shift by healing their fears. And again, because you live so much in fear, you actually do so many good things from fear. Healing your fears is all part of the Creator's design. This is another reason why you should be attempting to deal with your current fears. As you become practiced in dealing with and dissipating your fears, better able to cope with the shift. Some fears that you face are such things as, are my bills paid? Will I remain married? And not? What shall I do? Will I lose all my money on some investment? These are, of course, very, very real, but when looked at, all you need to do is confront the issue and be willing to handle it to the point where the issue comes to total clarity. Then guess what? It always turns out not to be that great big monster you saw. In fact, extremely manageable for the most part. This is why I emphasize that you complete all your self-learning projects on a timely basis. When you have learned as best as possible to deal with your fears, it will make the shift an adventure as opposed to a nightmare. Practice makes perfect. So, in the very first, you will vibrate with the illusion of mass illness and seemingly devastating depression. You will literally be leaving the third dimension and caught up in the fourth dimension with the photon energy mixing in. You will sense the Earth's shifting, major shifting, more so than you may have ever felt up to that point. You will quite literally not want to around in the first 12 hours or so of this first day. You will literally be forced to remain stationary. This is Mother Earth's way of coming to a screeching halt. In this period, she shelves out and realigns many of her aspects. All of this is already mapped out, and she knows just how far to go without knocking herself completely off course. So, that will be one of your very first indications, the appearance of massive turmoil, followed by Mother Earth rumbling. You will have had a number of earthquakes prior to this. Earthquakes will have become almost commonplace by this time. I am not talking about your big 8s or 9s on the Richter scale, but 5s and 6s and below, because that's where Mother Earth is, that she is just getting ready. However, when she gets into her shift position, where the energy of the dimension is going from the third and fourth dimension, and the photon energy has already begun to engulf the Earth, she will set the stage for her last spins through the dimension. Therefore, for about 12 to 16 hours on that, you will literally have a difficult time staying upright. Don't panic. Do you know how many times you need to be reminded of this? Please don't panic. If you do not panic in the first few hours, things will begin to settle themselves because the rocking and rolling will begin to wear off. Next, some of the other features will begin to manifest are the decrease in temperature and sunlight. It will actually begin to look like late evening for the next couple of days. You won't get to see much sun from here on until you get out of this part of the shift. In that time, an awesome awakening will begin to manifest, depending on your extra sensibilities. Those friends and relatives who have passed on to the other will be able to communicate with you. This will enable you to work in a way that most have not experienced in this current embodiment. This is just one more reason why, for the past few years, the guides who know of the shift are recommending meditation. My truth tells me that the word should be peace, for that is the importance I place on it. Second day. Increasing darkness will have begun to permeate the Earth plane, along with a cold never before experienced. It will be deep cold, for it will penetrate inside of you. At this time, you will make a connection with other entities that are not carbon-based. Here is another reason why you cannot live your life based in fear. You will be faced with what will appear to be some of your greatest tests. All you will need to understand is that it is a test. You need only hold on to the light, for in using the white light your peaks, and the test will disappear. Third day. On the third day, my Earth will fully enter the photon belt, and the actual shift to the fourth dimension will occur. This will be where the photon energy envelops the Earth plane, and the 3 days of darkness begin. The outer band of the photon energy is very dense and sweep out the third dimensional essence, and to ignite the fourth energy. It will be dark because the light particles are so dense that they take on the appearance of no light. It will take approximately 3 to get through this outer band, and it will appear as if you are in total darkness. Now, do not wake up 72 hours later outside and say, "That's it, I'm out of here," because you will have to pay attention and not be hung up on time, for that will become the trickster and cause the energy to take even longer to calm. As you move into the photon energy, it will literally block out the sunlight. This will be the real darkness, my friends. The essence of the photon energy literally has the ability to block out the sunlight. So when I talk about darkness, I'm talking about the real purity of darkness. However, some of the sun's thermal energy will get through, so you won't have to experience an ice age. It won't undergo a vibrational shift to compensate for the lack of mobility that most will experience. It won't make sense to try to go out and fix anything. It won't make sense to try to go down to the corner store and see if it's open. You will not starve to death. Nobody starved to death in 3 days. In the first place, your metabolism will change so that you won't need food. You will ingest only the lightest of substances. In the beginning, there will only be that which the Creator has brought light to in the form of the plant world. This is what the Creator always supplied you. For whatever reason, you haven't used it wisely up till this point. Now, you will not only utilize plants wisely, but you will have a bit of time fascinating with this. But most will begin to enjoy this new food source. How can people in warm climates prepare for this period? Not by buying 10 blankets or building some sort of cold-proof room. The medium reminded me of when he was a young lad and all the people were building shelters in the earth and stocking them with canned foods. This was in response, and the only safe place was some sort of shelter. Let me assure you, my friends, none of that was necessary this time. By the time this event actually engulfs your earth plane, those who are destined to experience the fullness of the event will have learned about vibrational body transfer and motion alliance, so the essence will be completely protected. Be clear that body energy will get everybody through. That's why it will be important to embrace your brothers and sisters in love. You won't death because you will have learned about meditation and vibrational body transfer. All these things you are learning on this very mundane level are actually preparation for a time not so far into the future. In the middle of these 3 days of complete darkness and cold, most of the world's population will be immobilized. You will slow down to such a state that the 3 days of darkness won't feel like current time does, my friends. That's how some of the fear will be displaced. You will even remember going through this part of the density. Once it's started and you hit the first of the 3 days, you'll literally go into a state of hibernation within yourself. After the shift. Coming out on the other side of those days of darkness will be beyond your wildest expectation. As the darkness dissipates, you will have another 2 or 3 days before it becomes daylight again. It will appear as dusk. When you take your first step, you will realize you no longer touch the ground like you used to. You find that you can hop into the air, stay there a little while, and go back down. There will be pockets of this new energy still somewhat thick, so this may be a little tricky at times. You will feel something new moving through your body, and will find that you can fill your body with this new energy that radiates within. From top to bottom, you will love this new feeling that will completely own the new you. It will take 2 to 4 years for most to learn how to deal with this newness under the guidance of teachers who will walk you through this new reality. They will be honored for what they share, and you will appreciate all those who practiced on this side to learn the art of manifesting. Can you begin to understand why it's so important for all to get the lessons completed before the shift? That way, there will be no need to experience them afterwards. As a caution, remind you that you will take any unfinished experiences into this new reality. So before the shift, prepare as much as possible so as not to have to waste precious time while others are moving at the new pace. Wonder why you're not hungry because of how much time has passed. Not only will you not have the slightest bit of hunger pain, but most, if not all, of your body fat will be gone. When you finally do get hungry, you will recognize that you need to eat something that God created. Then you'll look at the plants that have always been there, but that you never really noticed before. You'll pick one of them, put it in your mouth, and it will slowly dissolve. You'll feel its energy emanate into your system. Then suddenly you'll realize that you are breathing differently. Your breath will come in through the crown of your head and will fill your body in a manner you are not accustomed to. In those first few days after the shift, you will learn how to function with everything that is different. Many new things will be your new and enlightened thinking process. Your thought process will be so clear, and your memory will be beyond anything you were prepared for. You will have approximately 2,000 years in the glory of the fourth dimension. In essence, my friends, although it will seem like a rather shaky situation, this is the beginning of the period of total enlightenment. Most of you have been preparing for many lifetimes just to remember the totality of ascension. Nothing has been wasted, so don't ask, why didn't I just wait this instead of going through all the trauma? Learn with a great desire as to not to take any old baggage into this new and exciting era. This is just the beginning. Don't judge the total experience by this short span of time, and most certainly don't panic. Questions and answers.
I'm gonna get some to eat.
How much
Thanks for
linear
stopping by,
time
watching
do
this
we
weird,
have
or listening to the weirdness with me.
We've got
I
to
might be
get
back.
cranked. These are vibrations. Can you tell us about when